Go.
And we are live with Game 2 of the Grand Finals featuring Resist facing off against the pause screen and Paterno at the same time. Famous Hate did bring out the first pause. It does seem like Adjust, the Poseidon jungle, has disconnected for the time being. Hopefully it's a short one though, but we got plenty of time to introduce the teams. We got Resist with Fearno on the top side bringing out that ADC on her, Anxiety on Geb for support, Skeledon, that jungle Thor, Pomponius on the Nuwa in the mid lane, and Medieval playing solo lane Sun Wukong. I don't envy you though. This is a weird team comp on the other side.
This is on the other side. Paterno Esports is going to be Wubbin solo lane Apollo. It's going to be Adjust, who has DC'd, who hopefully will be back shortly enough. Poseidon jungle. And then Xenotronics traditional mid play. Obviously going to be Giannis. Omain traditional support is going to be on the Kepri. And then Famous Hate is going to be ADC, or in a sense, in the duo lane, I should say, as Osiris. So a warrior in the duo lane with this support Kepri, who should be able to help him clear the wave relatively easily to start until he can really start getting his push on, right? And he's really going to want to try to fight this on her pretty early and often, I think.
I mean, that's one of the options to go for. He's got to be in his face, or at least just abuse that poke that Osiris can bring to the table here. I mean, you have the flail, you've got the toss for the sickle, and if you can combo those slows together, you can really get into on her space. The problem is, once he hits like that level 3 or 4, he's going to be tough to get onto between his peel, his stuns, and then his leap away. And once he gets at level 5, he'll be even harder to lock down to the Desert Fury CC immunity. So it's going to be a very early fight in the solo lane, in the dual lane, I
Yeah.
feel. Yeah.
Right now, I'm being told by production this is going to be a little bit of a longer pause, probably about 3 to 5 minutes, because I guess Adjust is having a couple issues. So we're going to go back to our pause screen, guys. We're going to put some music on. We're going to stay live in the game, and as soon as it gets back to 5 on 5 and not 4v5, we'll be right back with the action. So just stay tuned. All right, guys. And good news is Adjust was able to make it back. Bad news is apparently all the timeout was used, about full 10 minutes worth. So really, no more pauses for the side of Paterno Esports right now. Going to be a little bit different right there. As we're going to get back into this game mode. We've already introduced the team. Got about 40 seconds to the minion spawn. I mean, any predictions you got, Souza? What are you thinking right now with this?
Honestly, based on the team comp alone, we can throw pretty much half the predictions out of the window. I mean, Resist, yeah, they have a really good team comp here, and I think Paterno might be going for style points here, but you can't really afford to do it against Resist. So I think Resist have the skill they need. So unless Paterno takes this very seriously and plays their best, it's going to be a major uphill struggle for them. But we could be seeing something that we've never seen before, so I'm not going to discount anything they're playing here.
Yeah, you never know what's going to end up happening here, as Purple Pot start is going to be weighted onto Adjust right now, and he'll be starting with that Purple Pot to make sure that he gets as much damage as possible early on into the game. I was talking to Soz about it earlier. I was like, I'm glad he came back, because we were saying you don't want to be behind as that jungler, and because of this, they're actually going to do the Paradigm start, and they're going to go ahead and try to do these back harpies and the speed buff at the same time.
Yeah, Omen gets caught out a little bit. He actually catches on to Fearno a little bit, but Famous is taking so much damage. This is the danger of that melee character here, and Fearno and Nexiety just going to force them away a bit. Camps both so low, and I'm not sure who got out of those, but it looks like Paterno actually walks away with this mid-camp start, but Resist put a ton of damage into their faces right here, and they're not even close to done here. They're going to go straight to wave, clear it, and fight him at that buff, most likely.
Yeah, it's going to see what's going on, as looks like they're trying to also get these right-hand harpies if they can. But yeah, the graphs do show that it looks like the boys in red did pick up those harpies, and they're going to be all right. Famous Hate now getting in the lane. They're level 2 to start off. They missed a couple of melee minions, but they did get the... Yeah, they're still ahead a little bit. Yeah.
Due to getting both those mid camps, getting their buff camp as well, they're going to come out fairly ahead here compared to Resist, unless they manage to make it back in time and get this full wave. And Paterno don't seem to want that to happen, as they got that first level 3. They're going to force them to take the long way back and miss out on quite a few minions worth of gold.
Yeah, definitely going to be a little bit over there. How is Wubbin doing this? Wubbin has been pushing everyone at Sun Wukong, and he has a Sun Wukong in tower
and then
right
he
now.
Just turns it back on their head. Like, Wubbin seems to just know his matchups here and know how to be aggressive. He's having a fairly good time against Medieval, playing as Apollo. Now, Apollo does have that passive steroid to help out his wave clear a little bit, but still doesn't have just the guaranteed wave clear that Sun Wukong has. And it seems to be the fact that he understands so much about how that god plays to know how to push his enemies around. In fact, he's having a pretty good trade against Medieval right now. Medieval incredibly low, as Wubbin just abusing that range he has to fight these trades against him, put him low and then back off. But is lower on health, as Sun Wukong will start healing up.
Yeah, definitely going to be the one advantage that Sun Wukong has is the fact that he's going to get potions, and they're a little bit of poke on top of Wubbin is going to be the cudgel. Will choose to really use it just on the melee minions in Wubbin, so he'll have back arches to deal with, and Medieval forced to go into tower, and he'll lose maybe... Oh, he won't lose any of those creeps to tower, luckily, so... Get out of there as the mid-engagement's going on. Whirlpool was used by Adjust, not level 5 yet. There's a stun. Looks like Skilladon is a level 4, about half HP. Yeah, he's level 5. Kraken comes in.
Comes out. That's a dead Skilladon right there. And Adjust just turns it up to 11, puts the Whirlpool down. Portal comes out as well. Pomponius in danger.
Oh!
One more tap will do it. But
Adjust wants it. Adjust wants it.
Has the ulti. He's channeling. He might hit it. Oh, so close. Pomponius almost backs up into it, and Adjust needs to back out of dodge immediately. But Paterno turn it up to 11 to kick things off, and that's how you start the game.
That's if you're gonna play Poseidon jungle. That's exact. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. That's what you want to do as soon as you hit 5. That's what the purple pot was there for, to go ahead and give you that extra damage, give you that extra clear. Go ahead and knock out what you have to do, and then bam. I mean. They did the best thing they could. Thor tried to teleport out of that Kraken because he wasn't in a whirlpool. It was just a direct Kraken. It just didn't matter. He teleported into the middle of it. Skeleton is 5. He's going to go ahead and go up in the air. This might be a tower dive, but Wubbin has ultimate, and he's going to nail. Oh my gosh, Pop got the ultimate off in time. Wubbin will fall as he was taken to across the skies. And did that take his cooldown? It did use his cooldown because he actually did get in the air. So Wubbin going to be a little bit behind. Hopefully, if that cooldown didn't go off, he would have ulted back until he get to the wave. But sadly, that won't happen.
Yeah, also double painful right there. That ultimate did manage to dissuade the duo lane dive out of Paterno right there. So a double win there for Resist, pulling Paterno away from diving onto Fierno right there and getting a kill. So all in all, fairly good pickup there from Resist. But Paterno still rocking almost a 1,000 gold lead at the opening of the game.
Yeah, and that's just because of the efficiency and the farming, able to get the Harpies and everything, as it looks like Adjust will go back. Right-hand Harpies are up. Medieval's here to go ahead and collect those, so those will go to the boys in blue. Right now, left-hand Harpies are down still. I don't know who got those exactly. I'm going to imagine with the lead, it went to the boys in red. This time with Zeno. Omain and Famous 8 were really doing a good job in this duo lane, though. Again, with that clear that Khepri has, and the fact that Osiris is technically kind of a ranged character with Spirit Flail, able to really go ahead and clear that wave and push the on her Geb lane in.
Yeah, and realistically, that's kind of what we want them to be doing here. They're just going to be doing the best to shove around. And now that Onher has that level 5, he's going to be a lot harder to take down. Famous 8 and Wobbin and Omain do have that level 6 to their advantage, but Fierno...
Oh, fight over here at the speed buff over here. Kraken was off the mark. Spin to win is going on. Berserker Barrage, and it looks like Adjust will have to get out as the ultimate was used by Zeno to make sure that he could peel for his jungle Poseidon.
Yeah, that's the danger of Poseidon here. You've got to be absolutely on point when it comes to laying down the law with that Kraken. But unfortunately, not quite on the mark, like you said, so gonna miss out on an engagement and have to be forced to back away. At least, however, they did get away in time. So
yeah, it seems like they were trying to invade that speed buff, and we've seen that a couple of times where they're like, yo, we want this buff, and we're gonna try for it. And this time, just not having that a Wheelix character or that like really high damage character that can take a couple hits. This time around, only on that Poseidon. Zeno take a little bit of poke. That's all of Thor's kit right there. So really no more danger left in that right there. As he'll just go ahead and back out there. No minion waves going on. How's Wubbin doing over here in the solo lane? He's got a few arches going on, taking a little bit of poke. That death slowed him down a little bit, but he's only about 200 gold behind the Sun Wukong. And at this point, he's got devs online, so he's happy.
Yeah, not the worst position to be in. Now that he got that life steal, he's going to be hard enough to crack. We will see Adros actually get caught out by Pomponius, and Reese is going to split things up with a quick wave and a quick whirlpool. So Pomponius does tag him with the edge of that metal, but no shinging metal today.
Yeah, nothing along those lines as Adjust is back here in the duo solo lane side of things, and maybe really nothing going to go on here. I don't think you're going to be able to gank Medieval.
Lane, actually, as Famous 8, will kill Fierno off to that backside. A quick tower dive, a quick escape, and that is one of the powers of that lane. You can't be safe under your tower.
Oh, no, not at all right here. As the ultimate's coming out from Pomp in the mid lane, he might be in trouble. That means Portal gone by Giannis. Unstable Vortex connects on both of them right there. Oh, Zeno with the snipe!
And Thor still in the air as well. Ad just gets dove upon by Skeledon. And Skeledon will take it back and put a number on the board for his team. Skeledon gonna dodge away from the Unstable Vortex, but Omain lurking around the corner, ready to grab and drag as best he can. Doesn't quite land that catch right there, so Omain a little out of position. But Evil will actually kill Wubbin off to the side and a quick dive as well. So, but Evil is going to punish him for those style point attempts right there.
Yeah, the ADC Apollo in the solo lane just not... I mean, I guess the Sun Wukong is still a very strong pick. Not really a lot of damage coming out with Devo Gloves, only at 14 stacks, but the dive did come from the other side. So really when you're looking at it, the ADC Apollo is 0-2 at 4,100 gold, but the ADC on her is 0-1 at 3,500 gold. So when you're really looking at the ADC fight, really Apollo still has the advantage in gold, and if you're looking at the Warrior fight at 4,700, Osiris is behind by about 7 there. So, I mean, in the end, like, your ADCs are both behind and one Warriors are ahead. It's kind of funny how it's going on because you have the characters, but they're just in different lanes than we're used to seeing.
I don't think that trade was worthwhile unless one person was really, really wanting to play that god more than the other. But it's going to be one of those things we'll have to see what it comes down to at the end of the day because the mid laner and jungle doing very, very good.
Yeah, right now the Poseidon with that first blood about 500 gold ahead of the Thor, so... And he's still got some damage going on. There's the Blink. I wanted to make sure he had Blink. I was like, he's got to have a Blink at some point. Blink Whirlpool Kraken is just so potent. We've seen Laz is just, I mean, he just manhandles some Blink Poseidon Krakens. Like, I've just seen him go in, blink something, and then they just go, oh, Kraken, 3 men, and everyone just dies. So
it's pretty hilarious to watch him now, getting to see it in a pretty heavy-duty tournament game for these two teams. Lots and lots of gems in the line here. I mean, when I say lots and lots, I mean 4,000, like you said. However, second place, they'll still pick up a decent prize, but not the big one.
800 per player, man. I mean, when it breaks down to it, you cannot complain about 800 per player. That's going to be something in Odyssey. Thor, they're pinging out right now. They have definitely some vision of what's happening here, and They know they're at speed buff, and here comes the rotations again. The pink's coming out. A lot of communication going down. 3-3 lead the kills. Paterno Esports is only up by about 800 gold, but the 2,000 experience, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's a really surprising differential. I think that just comes down to the fact that Paterno Esports is farming very, very efficiently in this game. I mean, the gold lead may not really say much because Resist is keeping up in track of, terms of kills. They're turning back as best they can. But Paterno really splitting XP effectively is one of the main things I think that is leading to their major XP lead. And it's going to start to bite Resist more and more the later the games go. But Medieval doing a good job of getting into Wubbin's face very consistently now. Going to force Wubbin to run away as Medieval not really taking too much punishment right now. And playing a very, very effective Sun Wukong right now as the fight breaks down the mid lane. Hammer gonna miss on both taps, and their Kraken comes out, catches Skeleton so low, and no teleport out. Pomponis caught up by the root, dragged away by Omain right there, is going to be absolutely obliterated, forced to go Skyborn with his ultimate, but he's caught out alone in the portal, will get a shield and some safety, so Anxiety showing up just in time for the safety net, and that'll be Pomponius escaping on fumes.
I still love that portal by Xeno. That was great. Just know the adjustment. Hey, knowing exactly where she was going to land. Forcing beads. That's beads 1. It's a huge win to sit there and get. I mean, otherwise, probably more than likely, Pomp was dead. Realistically, there was almost no way that she comes out of that portal alive, being that Unstable Vortex was going to come back up. And even Omain could go in there and just dive it if he wants. On the back end, we do have a dive. Fearno smelled it out and saw the portal, was like, yo, man. Impale on the wall. Get out of here.
I think Fearno expects them to dive him as often as they can, so he's playing a very, very safe game. Now Skeleton airborne, looking for a fight here, dives down on the mid camps, does find Xeno. Xeno just portals over the top. Adjust a little too low on mana to really fight this one out, so good job on to them to take advantage.
There's still a fight on the left-hand side. Yeah, Famous Hate has the Kepri ult on him there. Are they going to try to engage on him? He wants to fight. It's off now. Now he's in trouble. Famous will get the tether stun, and he's going to try to escape. One hit. Does he have the flail available? He uses it there, but he's going to try to die to the tower, but just not enough time had gone by. So many low HP bars on the left-hand side of this map right now. Oh, if Giannis Snipe was up and available, it would be deadly right now, but unable to do that as Adjust is just like, this is my speed buff. Like, this is my speed buff if you didn't realize that. Like, that's what he's saying to the other team. He's been in that buff every single time. Win or lose the fight, he's taking it away from Thor.
Yeah, Adjust is taking complete control of the enemy jungle, and that's one of the consistent things about him. And really, I think it's another point where the XP differences are coming through here, is now Paterno actually pretty far ahead in gold as well now. I mean, far ahead compared to what they've been at previously. The differential is a lot smaller than the last game, so these games are a lot closer. 4-4 in the kill count. The differential XP and gold-wise is 3.8k in favor of Paterno experience and 1.8k gold differential.
Wubbin needs to be careful. He has no tower. Medieval actually ended up getting blocked off by the Thorwall. He was going to try to catch up into the bird, but unable to catch up because Thorwall blocked him off. So a little bit of a funny situation there, as this is a full mana, full health Medieval versus a full health quarter mana Wubbin. So yeah, he's going to back off after losing his tier 1 and try to keep farming the wave and do what he can. But on the left-hand side, Fearno and it's like Geb just kind of hanging out here, and Famous Hate going back to farming. So,
and that's exactly what they need to be doing. Farm whenever there's nothing else in the map. And actually, Xeno almost getting caught out, but one of those cheeky portals will save his life. However, Adjust will be caught out instead. Anxiety blows the ultimate, but not going to find much off the back of that Cataclysm. A double dunk from Thor will rain down death and damage, and they're all going to dodge away from the Kraken. Xeno barely escaping on fumes. They're locked down by
the Kepri ult got Adjust out.
Ultimate, but Adjust still falling low. He could get dropped any minute now. Oh man, getting run off by the team. Medieval doing so much work in these team fights, but Wubbin barely able to drop in the pot shots, and he's getting body.
Oh, the double tap.
Again from Skeleton right there, as Wubbin the one to fall this team fight, and Resist showing they're not done anywhere near yet, and they're going to simply siege up this tower as Paterno forced to run away.
Yeah, I mean, Adjust is very low HP. Famous Hate really can't fight 5. Blink Shockwave's going to come in. Xeno's in trouble. Double tap will connect again! Oh, the Thor wall double taps have been on point right now. That's a 3-2. Thor sitting pretty right now, and that's the one thing you want to see if you're a Thor player, is getting those double taps online, feeling yourself. He's got the Jotuns. He's got some cooldown. Honestly, he's just probably going to go a little bit more of a... He doesn't even have to go frontline because you have Sun Wukong. He can go more damage Thor, but they see this going on, and I thought they were going to maybe try to Gold Fury for a second with everyone backing, but they'll just clear the ward out instead, and Famous will go get his purple buff and try to go ahead and just get mid camps here.
Yeah, definitely all they can really do right now. They've actually evened up the goal differential on the side of Resist right here quite a bit. So Paterno really just looking to find other ways to get it back in their favor right now. Adjust might be able to secure both of these mid camps right here. So both going over in favor of Paterno right there. That's going to be something in their favor at least. So not going to be too upset by that, but they're realizing at this point they have to take Resist very, very seriously in these team fights, or else they might end up losing out. But they have some pretty potent scaling with that ADC composition right here. As Osiris and Apollo going to become terrors later on in the game, and Resist do have a time bomb over their heads is the thing.
That's what I was going to say. I really feel that that's true. Here. Yeah, I feel like there is that, yes, they're playing Famous Hate, normally the Hunter in an Osiris. Yes, they're playing Wubbin, normally the solo laner in an ADC role. But really, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter who's playing what. These are professional players or semi-professional players that have been there, done that type of deal. They know how to play these gods and what to do. At the end of the day, that combination on Paterno's, I think, will end up beating out Resist Gaming because
Paterno has such a terrifying late game right now. I mean,
especially with Khepri. Yeah,
you have Poseidon, you have Khepri, you've got Apollo, you have Osiris, who may not be as potent as he used to be, but he's still a terror in his own right come the late game. But realistically, Resist, although they're starting to peel things back, they've got a really major haul ahead of them, and they have to find some way to start shutting Paterno out consistently, or else it's going to get to be a little too much later on.
They have a 2-kill lead right now, and yet they're still down 2,700 experience. They're down just under 1,000 gold. And they're up 2 kills. And it's 15 minutes in the game. I mean, there goes a just right there, Kraken Whirlpool Kraken combination, I should say. Resist has also gotten the Gold Fury over there, so while that was going on, they're going to trade their support for that, and, well, at the end, or Medieval, they're going to trade their Sun Wukong for that, and Khepri going to try for the pull, misses that, so that's going to did they finally take the gold lead off of that? No, they got Gold Fury, they're still down 200 gold. Yeah,
they evened it out. I mean, like I said, this is just really good farming from the team, and now Pomponius might meet his match once again. Famous Hate does have the tether ticking, will be stunned immediately once he lands, but Skeledon will actually pick something up. We're going to see the Cataclysm come down, but Pomponius so low on health. A quick tap from Famous Hate to the back will secure this one, and now they're going to attempt to escape.
Apollo's ulting in, he's going to crash in on this, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come landing down. They're all grouped up. What an ultimate there. However, there's so much AoE coming out from Resist, but they're getting shredded by Wubbin right now. He dives on in, but he's so low on mana. Anxiety grabs.
Oh, Famous is 1 HP away. Wubbin's got to get out of here.
Nothing left. No, he's sticking
around. That's Famous. I forgot. He's not playing. I forgot. They're playing the other sides. I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's Famous on Osiris. He's 1 HP. He needs to get out. He was sticking around for no reason. He was like, I want to get a tower shot off. I mean, he got it, and then he ran, which was good, but I was like, what is he doing?
Very, very badly, but I mean, you don't get to be Famous 8, make it to the SPL, leave the SPL, and not have balls of pure steel.
I mean, that's what that was right there, especially, and then Wubbin coming in from across the skies, like you said, they were grouped up, big damage coming in from that ultimate, and even though it doesn't knock up anymore, I mean, it still does some work,
hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts, especially when you're grouped up on 2 or 3 like that, so big turnaround, evening up the kills right there, and then putting themselves into the gold lead for about 1,600.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought that fight might have still gone in favor of Resist because they were just doing so much AoE damage, but then...
Medieval's in trouble. Medieval's in trouble. He does not see this game coming from the backside. Oh, he's back, and if he can, Wubbin needs to stop it, yeah. Yeah, he's going to walk into all of them right now. He's like, oh, gosh.
Yeah, and now the burn does end. He
has
the ultimate. They forced it out. They got what they wanted. Paterno, not too upset about that one. They took it away with just a quick rotation. They're going to actually rotate over to the mid lane on the side of Resist right here, so they could make something happen, but there's no tower that will be claimed, and Xenotronics smells what's coming. He'll back off as soon as he sees it. So, realistically, Paterno got what they wanted. They got out and lost nothing there, but Anxiety will return to the duo lane to help out his AD carry.
Yeah, definitely going to be a situation on the left-hand side. Through space and time does come out. Famous 8 does have the tether onto the Geb. Not going to be enough as rollout was used. Going through the portal right there, the Nidus Canal. We're not calling it drop shits anymore, boys and girls. And there's the Kraken right there. Just going to clean up the ADC Fearno. And now here comes Medieval. Going to try to save his support if he can. But this is going to be a dead Geb. Whirlpool too much. Famous 8 cleans it up with the kill steal. And, well, there goes Pomp. Beads used by Famous perfectly to avoid the stun off of the minions. And they're just cleaning this up now. This is the damage we were talking about that they have.
Yeah, I mean, as little taste as they have, there's just so much frontline damage that they have. Medieval gonna get shredded. He goes into the bird, but it may not be enough. He's gonna walk right into Famous Hate. Famous Hate bringing up so much in the back line. This should be the deicide for almost nothing, but Omain will fall in the end. Drops the on himself in the end. That'll be a 5 for nothing. The deicide comes through, and Paterno gonna rip a Phoenix apart at the very least. Fearno will return, but actually, Paterno gonna opt to back away here.
Yeah, they don't need to get the Phoenix right now. They're coming up. Fearno's up. He's got an ultimate available. Really nothing to do. There's nothing on the map to go ahead and take here other than maybe some minions and some camps. You can't really get Fire Giant at this point in time. You're probably not big enough for that just quite yet. And realistically, they'll back. And if we look at Gold in hand real fast, 2,500 was the Kepri, 2,000 was the Poseidon, and Xeno still has 18 in hand. So they're going to go ahead and back and buy some items. And take a look at the graphs again real fast. That fight was absolutely huge as we sit there and see the huge turnaround spike in the graphs. 11,000 experience, 5,300 gold. This was a 200 gold game 2 minutes ago.
It's like Paterno just suddenly just turned on something in their draft. Like, they knew what to do, and then there we go. Skeledon just gonna get absolutely shredded right there. Resist, they showed they weren't a team to be messed around with. It's like Paterno just turned something on.
Oh, blink Poseidon!
11, and Poseidon blinks in, Kraken's up all over Pomponius, and there we go. A Kraken in the shell of Resist is going to turn into a major chink in the armor. This could be the uphill.
Wubbin's splish pudding over here, the right tower. He's got ultimate available if need be. Through space and time will not connect on anybody, but they still got 2 in mid pushing. Wubbin's going to easily take this right-hand tower right here. No issues about it. Medieval's going to try to do something. Adjust is low. He's going to go. Kepriol's going to save him from the Desert Fury. He's back. Kraken is not. Oh, I thought he was going to have Whirlpool. Oh, Adjust is probably going to fall here.
But Adjust still doing so much, doing what he can. He does secure the kill onto Fearno, as now Wubbin dueling off with Medieval. Goes Skyborn, ready to land and drop onto everybody. Lands back down, thinking he found the stealth, but Adjust simply sweeps back into his own safety net. Skeledon will spin to win right onto his face right there and finish him off. However, you can't escape the unstable vortex of Xenotronics. Now a Phoenix exposed, 2 members standing, and one of them has to back right now. Pomponius going to be up for a rough stretch. He wants to defend by himself. He's going to get caught.
Oh, wow.
He's going to fall immediately. Goes to the Aegis. Surrender vote has started, and I think this could be the end of the game.
You don't even know, yeah.
Resist is sitting 9,000 gold behind. Paterno way up right now, and this should be a Fire Giant for free, and there's not much they can do to stop it.
That was so impressive.
Miracle play for Resist.
Yeah, that's the F6 right there. That's the surrender.
Well,
what happened to Pomp, I feel bad, because that is so hard to hit Unstable Vortex off of a moving target. Like, the pull was hit by Kepri, and then Xeno hits the Unstable Vortex perfectly to do the damage on a moving target that's going away. I mean, that just to line it up is incredible enough, and then the damage, all of a sudden, like you said, a light switch went off. They're like, hey, we have this team comp. Let's do it. And then, bam, it was just like, oh, okay, we're going to take over this game. I mean, it was a 200 gold game. I mean, as soon as Resist stole the Gold Fury, they were like, dude, that was our Gold Fury. We wanted that. Like, and it was just game on. It was like, you took our Gold Fury, we're taking your lives. And that's what ended up happening.
They may have had they might have like that super front line we see a lot of teams have, but it was there. It was just switched around to these different places. So once Osiris ticked on, got that Mail of Renewal, he started hurting a lot more as well and being tough to kill. Kepri, 0-0-15. Omain was everywhere he needed to be, consistently hitting crowd control, had some incredible ultimates that won these team fights. And then between Adjust and Xenotronics, the burst damage was just way too much for Resist to deal with, and they just ran away with the game.